迎收看 Top Careers Taiwan 赢在职涯，让 ITI 台湾最专业的商务人才训练机构，带您用中英文与各领域大神喝咖啡聊职涯。
Hello everyone, welcome to today's episode of Top Careers Taiwan. As you know, our podcast focuses on providing our audience with career advice, guidance, and insight on unexplored careers. I'm Marie, and on today's show, we'll be in conversation with a management executive from the IT hardware industry. He has 20 years experience in the manufacturing and distribution process of gaming mobiles and tablets, and was recently promoted to lead the business management team. Let me welcome today's guest, Steven Tien. Welcome to the show, Steven.
Hello, Mary. Hey, hello, everyone. It's my pleasure to be here, and I hope the later sharing is going to be interesting and funny, and can give some introduction and insight for every one of you.
Wonderful. I just wanted to know, you drove up from Taipei, right?
Yeah.
How was the traffic? Was it okay?
Well, luckily it's pretty good today. Probably it's at noontime, and I hope I won't get into traffic when I go back.
Yeah, I hope so. Hopefully we finish before 4, so then you can shoot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. How was it when you came onto Guangzhou campus? I know you were a student here in 2000, was it?
Yeah, between 2000 and 2002, I was actually the ITI student in exactly this campus.
Okay.
So a lot of good memories, and as soon as you get into the gate, that you have a very, very
green,
spacious feelings, and that gate is very sacred at that time, because we are not allowed usually go out.
Yes, yeah.
So the gate is always open, so you pass the security. That's really a very, very special feeling.
Yes, of course. And do you remember any teacher in particular? From our campus?
Yes, every teacher in ITI I remember very clear, and one of them are still teaching here, Charlie Wars.
Oh, yes. Yeah, Charlie's still with us.
Yes.
I remember him telling me that he joined you on your internship when you went to Australia, and you defeated him at pool. So you're quite the pool player as well.
Yeah, well, I was a pool player since probably teenagers, and that's still one of the hobbies that I still maintain right this moment.
Oh, wow. Okay, so I shouldn't play pool with you. Okay, so I want to go back to that time when you joined ITI, and then when you left in 2002, you said. Did you directly go into the IT hardware industry, or did you explore other career options?
I went directly to the IT industry.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did you know that would be the industry you would grow in till today? Yeah.
Well, I'll be honest, that at that time I choose job. I choose the roles rather than industry. So I didn't apply only to IT industry, but obviously at that time, there are most of our IT alumni are working in the IT industry, and back to 2000, IT was the most prosperous industry in Taiwan. So naturally, there are more opportunities or job vacancies in the IT industry, but I choose to be an international sales and more marketing. Yes. So wherever, whatever industry that have the opportunities, I would not say no. So, but just by chance that there was a good match for my first job, like the job contents, the opportunities, that industry, and the market, European market, that was very interesting at that time. So that's the reason why I got into the industry, and that is luckily it was also a good company. So I spent a good 15 years there. And,
so do you come from a background of IT? Like, did you do computer science or something like that to get into the IT hardware industry?
Well, actually not. I actually majored in tourism. So I did spend 2 years after graduation, that of course after the military service as well, to explore myself and explore, where my true patience is. And then I found that I probably are a little bit talented and passionate to the people related to interactions or marketing things. And then, but without a proper the academic background or experience, it's pretty hard to get into that field. Then by the chance, I learned about ITI, and then we enrolled the test and the passed, and then with the good 2 years here, and we saw that training on the international trade or economic things. And the language, then you got a key, then you go into the industry, then really get a chance to jump onto the stage of platforms to start doing things.
Yes.
So I think, again, the industry is, of course, still very important. It's still, I mean, double E or engineering is still
it would give
core
you an edge,
of the development of the product, right? But every product needs also experts or good expertise to really sell
the product. So that's where communication comes
find the right market and find the right target audience and try to explain why your product is the best for them. That's where I find myself.
It came naturally to you.
Yes, I find my spot.
So you have been in it for 20 years, and you would have seen that there's quite a bit of change in the industry. What advice would you give to our audience if they were looking to go into this industry? What are some of the other skills, other than, having a computer science or language skills? What other skills would they need to excel in this job?
The industry, the only thing it doesn't change is it keep changing.
Okay.
So, but I guess this also applies to many other industry. But I think to want to get into IT and stay here and to be good, that several keywords I would it's in my mind. Number one is flexibility, that you really need to be flexible, not only in the working hours, but also in the working environment, time zones, and the mindset, right? Because you have to know that many things may change, and you have to be flexible and not to always stay in your comfort zone. And the second is curiosity, that never only follows whatever people tells you, that you have to as prospective thinking, and you really look at a holistic view and the different angles, and really to explore whatever possible reason or numbers behind that the fact you see. And the last thing is probably being independent and to be optimistic and really positive on to many things.
Yes. I like that you said that, it's very important to be flexible and open to change, because there's a mantra of mine: change is the only constant. That's the one thing that's always going to happen, so we need to be ready for it. But other than that, especially with younger people today, younger professionals, they believe in work-life balance, and you did mention that they have to be flexible to working longer hours. So if a person's starting in this particular career, do you think that they would have to work very long hours, or what would your advice be to them?
Well, in our industry, in this industry, one very popular word is we're not working with fixed hours. We're working for responsibility.
Oh, okay.
And this is more real in the foreign company, as I'm working for the foreign company, but the first part of my career is working for a Taiwanese company. In our company, is as long as you hit the KPI, you can have very flexible hours. You are the master of your own, right?
Okay.
You have to figure out the best way to deliver the result that you are asked or
to achieve your targets. Yes.
If your way is to work more hours than the others, fine.
Yeah.
That's up to you. You should be very clear that what's your responsibility, what's the result you need to deliver and what's the result you want to deliver. You motivate yourself to deliver.
I think that's a very good approach, because that way you stay self-motivated.
Correct.
Yes, because you know you've got to reach these KPIs, like you mentioned, and you're responsible for it. You can decide if you are very productive in just 5 hours or 10 hours. It depends. Yes.
As a manager, I would, if we're expecting everybody devoting 8 hours of his day, his or her day, my job is to figure out if he or she or my team member has the potential to deliver 8 hours, a good 8 hours than the 5 hours. I shouldn't limit the team member with a result.
Yes.
I should try to motivate him or her to do more.
More, yes.
Because the member has the talent. He has the wisdom. He knows. He has the experience now. If a KPI is not properly set, he probably will find the 3 hours with more in the life rather than in the work. But it's a manager's job to have your team member really, the balance means more in the work rather than the life.
Yes.
You shouldn't let the work make him or her feel boring.
Yes, yeah.
So actually, I would say the work-life balance is that you have to find your motivation, your true motivation in the work, and then you will have fun there, and then you will find the right way to do it. Rather, if you need less time or you spend some time in thinking to make your work more productive, then you will have more balance. You don't always find you being pushed by hours, by minutes.
Or people.
Or people.
Or people. You as a person, you've grown ever since finished graduation and from ITI. Have you ever needed external motivation, or are you a person who's just self-motivated yourself? Would you describe yourself as a self-motivated individual?
I think I'm a self-motivator. I think I'm lucky that I found that trigger in mine, probably right before the time I enrolled to ITI. I would say the first 25 years of my life was I need some external push or external motivation.
Yeah.
But then at the right timing, I found my own motivation.
Yeah.
So then after that, I think since I joined ITI, I always know what I want and how to get it. Yeah.
So you were lucky. After you finished your time at ITI, you got a good break and you got into the IT hardware industry. But what about other people who are still a little confused? They don't know. Do you think that at the early stages of their career, is it a good idea to explore a couple of options before they finalize? And how do they know that they should finalize? Or is it a good idea to finalize? What's your opinion on that?
Yeah, absolutely. I myself spent probably 2-3 years to explore myself and to try different things. I think everybody should, the most important thing is that you really know yourself enough. So you know what you like. But most of people start knowing what you don't like.
True, yes.
Before you find what you
like, yeah.
Right, so, and how to find it, I think my approach is that I try to know as many people as possible in different industry. If I'm particularly interested in some industry or some job, I try to see if I can make friends with them, or my friends have friends in that industry. I would try to understand how their life is, so what kind of... and I read a lot of news. I read a lot of journals that when I was in ITI, I spent most of the time during the evening in the library. I tried to talk to people and read news and newspapers. That helps you to reduce the misunderstanding, or don't make your plan or don't make your mind based on imaginations.
On reality,
based on reality, based on the and then on other people's experience sharing. That's also very helpful. And then the last step may or may not need it. Is that if you have a chance to really do it, and then you will have the chance to compare. Well, okay, how does that compare to your imagination or your understanding your homework? Then see if you can find the passion, and can you see if you can feel self-motivated. If you have a good company, you have a good manager, that certainly also helps.
Helps, yeah. And in your career, at the onset, did you always work in Taiwan, or did you have to travel abroad as well on work? And when you did, how did you gain that cultural awareness so that, I think a lot of people especially struggle with small talk when you're doing with different cultures. And so how did you overcome that? Do you have any, nuggets?
I think that, again, thanks to IDI, that all the different English teachers, all the different students with classmates with different backgrounds. Then my first role was a salesperson that responsible for the markets that we don't have branch office. So we have to have business trip very often.
Okay.
Meeting distributors or customers.
Which
in
countries? Which countries?
I was responsible for Benelux, so Belgium, the Netherlands, and Switzerland, Austria, Spain, Portugal. Very different culture between them. So from the meetings that you see the differences. And then after 2 years, I was assigned to set up the branch office in Nordic. So I moved to Stockholm, Sweden. I spent 3 years there before I was transferred to Netherlands, and then 1 year in Netherlands and 1 year in UK. So again, that living in Sweden, that you also your lives live in there.
Yeah, it's very
really
different.
give you many inputs, stimulations that you have to push yourself to be adaptive, and you learn things.
So if I was to go to Netherlands or Sweden, what's one safe small talk topic I could use if I had to talk to them?
To Netherlands, weather can always be a good topic
weather.
because it changes very often.
Okay, yeah.
Not too much in
It's
Nordic,
similar in the
because
UK.
in the winter of Stockholm, what else you can talk? How many centimeters of snow? So it's always snow, right? But,
yes.
Yeah, but in Sweden, I think people like to talk about their life, not the work, because they are very balanced. Right.
Personal, or did they talk
They talk about what did I do during the weekend.
Oh, okay.
Did I go to my summer?
Okay.
During the summer.
Yes.
Okay.
During
close
the break.
to summer.
Yeah.
What's your plan for the holiday? Because everybody takes 4 weeks holidays during summer.
Oh, wow.
So, and summer was very important because obviously the winter not so many things to do. Yeah.
Okay, great. Oh, so weather is a pretty common topic, I think, all over the world.
Yeah.
I think in Asia, I found it very interesting. I'm from India, and when I first came to Taiwan, when I met a couple of my neighbors, they always asked me, have you eaten? And I felt like I was still in India, because that's the same question we use even in India. So you kind of feel there's, certain similarities in certain regions.
Yes.
Yeah,
right.
Okay, that's good. What about in the IT industry? The attrition level. I've heard that the attrition is between 23 to 25%. Is it because, people feel that's too long hours and they want to change industry, or maybe there's a better job in another IT company? Are those the main reasons, or? Yeah,
the two reasons you mentioned are probably on the top of the list. Number one, that the IT industry in Taiwan is very prosperous. There's a lot of opportunity, a lot of companies. And in the past 20 years, it was good. So always many opportunities outside. That's one reason. That's the pull effect.
Yes.
But it's also push effect, that the long hours, the high pressure.
Yes.
But that's also related to that IT industry was an industry that people think, or people were told you should go. Not necessarily they fit into that. It's really, they can easily find easily find they're passionate or they're motivated. So that's also another reason that easily they come to the industry, and pretty soon they know this is not my
cup of tea.
So they may move because
which is also good.
Because the bar is very high. So if you really quickly figure out that you can always meet the bar, and probably people.
So you said the bar is pretty high. So I'm assuming that soft skills and communication skills would rank really high in it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Like say in the R&D role, even you major in EE engineering, the industry is changing really fast. The competition is there.
Yes.
You always are required to be very innovative. So there's a very, very high pressure that you have to be, creating new technology, new good products.
Yes.
If it's in the sales field, that the competition is also there, and so many things you need to remember because the product life cycle is so short. If you're selling cars, that you memorize every good specs that can probably help you for 5 years. Here in this industry, maybe 5 weeks you'll be lucky. So then you have the bar is very high. You have to always pay really hard attention to get familiar with the
new products,
the new trends,
services,
your competitions. So every role in IT industry, I would say pretty high standard.
So one of the key things is to never stop learning.
Exactly.
You have to constantly learn.
Correct.
Yeah. And I'm sure you're doing that in your job as well. It never stops.
Right, because you have the self-motivation that you want to be good.
Yeah.
You want to be better than the others. You need to know.
Yes.
Well, even you don't, people will push you to learn.
Yeah. Yeah. You have to keep on top of everything.
Yeah, right.
Okay. And with the, with AI and metaverse and all of that coming in, do you think people are going to lose jobs in the IT industry, or how's it going to change? How's the future going to look for our professionals?
I think overall, the numbers of talents we need will be the same.
Oh, really? Okay.
The fields may not be always the same. The fields may change, right? Because always in the company, there are some functions, some positions are more operations. Some are more innovative.
Yes, creative and innovative.
Creative things. But I would say that when the machines is smarter and smarter, which we made them to,
yes,
people or human beings tend to outsource or delegate routine things, or the things you don't like to do.
Yes, yeah,
right.
That's true.
So just make sure that you're always doing the work that people like to do. Don't
and where
spend
people
your
are needed.
time.
Yeah,
people is needed. Then we will keep inventing and keep improving the AI or machine learning to let the machines do the things that are boring.
Yes, things we don't want to do.
Don't want to do.
Yeah.
Fielding numbers into Excel files and or pushing the calculators. Those things will be replaced. But there will be at the same time more talents relieved and more time can think about the strategic things and more for the future, the trending and study the human beings' behaviors, because that's something machine can never understand.
Never do. Yes, that's very true. Yeah. So there'll be new types of jobs, and the important thing for professionals would be to keep an eye on what those new types of jobs are and build their skills for that job. Yes, absolutely. Okay, that's I think going to be very helpful to many of our professionals. And to end today's show, I was thinking we'd ask the standard question, which is, what is the one piece of career advice you would like to give all the young professionals out there?
Yeah, okay. Never afraid to step out of your comfort zone. Always keep your curiosity and independent thinking. Be prospective. To think 360 degrees. Don't only listen to what people tells you, but try to live your life and hands-on things and to learn to pile up your own experience. Then you will have to find your true motivation, your true passionate and the overlap with your talent, so you can spend less time with more productive than the others and more competitive. So I'll say, don't be bothered by whatever industry is hot and popular at this moment, because you will keep your own competence with all my list of devices.
Yes.
And then you can be excellent in whatever industry or whatever role you're on.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much, Steven, for being here today. Thank
It's
you.
my pleasure.
ITI 成立于30年，已为台湾培育数千名精通商用英日语、实务经贸的商业精英，校友遍布台湾100大知名企业。借由1年密集培训，建构您的专业知识、稳健台风以及自信。赶紧搜寻 ITI， 跨出职涯成功的第一步。感谢您的收看，别忘了按下订阅按钮，开启小铃铛，并给我们一个赞哦。本频道由经济部国际贸易局赞助，外贸协会 ITI 企划播出。